So we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about Google Tables, which is how we're going to manage the list this year. Now this is just a sample because Cassandra, Marissa, and I have been playing around a little bit. But for the day of the actual hunt, here's where updates will be for the items, the number of the item, the points, the type, the description, the status, who it's assigned to, who's backup, whether it's a group, when it's estimated to be done, any notes, a link to YouTube, and the image. Most of these are going to be drop downs, so you can see under updates, you can click on this and choose some of the different ones. They're based off of what's been the most common throughout the years. Same with the type, image, video, or either. So this way you can actually sort by a few different ways. For example, you can group by type if you want to take a look at all the images, video, or either. If you want to get rid of that, you just go up and cancel grouping. You can group by who it's assigned to if you want to see who has what item. Keep in mind though that if there are multiple people assigned to an item, it might not just show up all under yours. So you can see that I'm assigned to this one here, but since there's two of us assigned down here, it shows up in different areas. But it's a good place to start. If you want to go just based off of the list without any grouping, you just go to cancel grouping, and then you can see that up here. If you want to assign yourself to something, which remember also needs to be done along with the status, you click down here, you click the plus button, and you start typing. You can see that they've already been added in here. So let's say we're going to assign to Liz and to Cassandra. And then you can just see that those are listed there. Now we know that things get busy, and sometimes it's not always going to be possible to update it as soon as you can. But making sure that these statuses and who it's assigned to is updated allows us to manage the list and what needs to get done. So this way, if you've claimed something and you haven't started it yet, and somebody else might have some time, this is how we can sort to see if anybody can pick up any help or not. Also remember that if something is a group item, everybody is going to be assigned to it. And take a look here for the different notes and information. This will be helpful if we're trying to coordinate times together, Zoom, whatever it is that the item is. We know that there's always several group items that need to get done, and some of them tend to be time sensitive. Along with time sensitive, some of the items are also sensitive as well. Might be a Zoom call that needs to be done, or if it's a get together that is being done. We're not really sure what to expect this year as far as that's concerned, but sometimes in the past they have been time sensitive. So that type of information can also be kept here as well. So let's say that you're working on an item and it's been claimed, and then you're deciding that you're going to go start it that afternoon. You go ahead and switch to in progress. You might make a note over here about starting this afternoon, and then you go about and you do your stuff. Then you come back and you're going to update that evening, and then let's say you did complete it. You can say that it needs some review, and that is where we will talk about item reviews that are done in the chat space. Once you've gotten the go-ahead, you can go ahead and click Submitted, and then here you can either put in the link to YouTube or the image over here. Remember, a lot of this stuff is also going to be in the chat as well, but having it over here allows us to have kind of a comprehensive record of what it is that we have done in the year. Also remember that this is a shared table, so everybody on the team is going to have access to it. So you might come in and see the view different than what you're used to. Some people, for example, may leave it as who it's assigned to, or they might do it based off of updates, maybe off of ETA, maybe off of group items. Maybe they just want it like this. You can change it. Here are some saved views to help, kind of some of the more common ones. But remember, you can also go in and kind of change it to whatever it is you're comfortable with, but understand that other people may be looking at it as well too. Up here at the top of the workspace, you'll see several different tables. This is currently called the test list. For the day of the hunt, all of this will be deleted and this will be renamed. This is just the sandbox we've been working in. But we also have some other ones up here. So for example, the team accounts and passwords you can click on and get all of our different account information and how to access it. You can go into our roster, where here you're going to see everybody's name in our Google space, the name, emails, the GISH username, and all sorts of other important information. You can just kind of scroll over there and see. And then this is going to be point calculations. You can look throughout the hunt to see, how we're standing and ranking so far with what it is that we've done. Another really cool feature about using tables is you can see over here there's different comments. If you click on this over here and right click, you can do something called Open in Record View, and up pops this. So this is a list of all of the different columns, but what's really cool about this is that you can have different comments going on. So you can see that Cassandra and I have been going back and forth with different comments, and we can just add a new comment thread here, or we can just reply to this. But this is a way to have some notes about some things as well as in the chat. But here it's specific to the item, so it can be a little bit easier to see. So you can just click cancel up here if you're going to make a change. Then when you open in record view, and let's say you're going to change the status here, for example, you can do that. Just make sure you save it up top. It's going to be different based off of your preference in a lot of ways. You can also just click this to add a comment if nothing else is there. Type it in, and then just do a new comment thread. Testing a new thread. Hit comment, and then you can see that that's started there. So that's a quick overview of how it is that we're planning on using tables this year. Please let us know if you have any questions. Thanks, and happy hunting!